The Detroit Lions got a win against the Minnesota Vikings and accumulated 4 sacks on the day. Now, one of those sacks was kind of a garbage sack at the end of the game, and then one was by Josh Pascal. I honestly don't remember the other two. I'm going to have to watch the game, but I'm sure we can all agree that it's time for the Detroit Lions, that James Houston is not the answer. I think that became abundantly clear today. And although the team did pull together, they galvanized themselves, and they won the game in dramatic fashion, walk-off field goal against the Minnesota Vikings, it's very clear that the Detroit Lions are going to need someone when it comes to that defensive line. Now, we have been watching and kind of following the Chronicles of Riddick. The Chronicles of Riddick. Well, he's off the table now, so you can scratch one off the list. That only leaves, in my opinion, a few guys. Now, we got the guys that we long for, and then the guys that we think Dan Campbell could go after. What we're going to do is we are going to kind of watch and see what happened today when it comes to, let me do this real quick. We are going to look at the scores from today and see who is becoming more and more a realistic option. Now, before we get started, the Browns fear this is an absolute disaster for teams around the league. And you got to believe that it's not like Parappa the Rapper. Shout out if you know who that. Put in the comment section if you know what. I got to believe if you know what that is in the comment section. But you got to believe that these guys are going to want to get past this. We are going to want to get past. They're going to want to get to a new team. Losing sucks. As Detroit Lions fans, we know all too well. Losing sucks. All right. And let's look at some guys that we may be watching. Now, the Lions got the dramatic win against the Minnesota Vikings. The Jets play tonight. As far as Josh Uche is concerned, the Jacksonville Jaguars, they're still dead in the water. The NFC South, the AFC South, in my opinion, is still the Houston Texans division to lose. So the New England Patriots are a more realistic option. All right, Josh Uche, Jacksonville Jaguars, they could be a combination of 4-5 at the trade deadline or 2-7. The Patriots are done throwing the towel. So you got Uche here. You've got maybe Trayvon Walker there at 2-5. The Seattle Seahawks and Falcons were not looking anywhere there. Today, Titans started off strong. Titans dropped to 1-5. Keep a close eye on Harold Landry. I've been hearing reports as well, I'm sure that you have, that Justin Simmons may be somebody that they trade as well. The Titans are going to need a quarterback. They're going to need a quarterback. I don't think Will Levis is the answer. They might try to roll with him another year, so they might be looking for some draft capital to get that quarterback. So keep an eye on, I think, what's his name? Gregory Rousseau. I think he's off the table. Epinesa, those guys, they signed new deals. Tennessee Titans, connection to our defensive line coach. Keep an eye on Harold Landry. I don't think Justin Simmons is an option. Harold Landry, however, is, okay? Bengals and Browns. I think this win today, we all knew that the Browns were going to lose this game. Bengals are now 3-4, very much alive in the division. I don't think they part ways with Trey Hendrickson now. Worst case scenario, at the trade deadline, they are 3-6. I think with 3-6, they're still alive. Their schedule gets a little bit cake the rest of the way, so I think they hold on to Trey. I think he's no longer an option. However, this team right here has become wide open. Zadarius Smith, we already know that he wants to play for the Detroit Lions. Deshaun Watson is feared to be done for the season with an Achilles. That means that that means it's over for them. It was over anyway, but now it's over. It is OVA, is over. So now they have to decide, are they going to go in with Deshaun Watson to the next year, coming off a torn Achilles? We saw Kirk Cousins playing very well coming from his injury. So it's not the end of the road next year, but this year is done. So you gotta ask yourself, are they willing to move on? But you know what? I wouldn't mind Miles, but I also wouldn't mind Zadarius Smith. So I think Trey Hendrickson is now off the table. Go down here, another team I wanted to watch right there. Right there. Max Crosby. Let's see what he was able to do today. How many sacks? I know he sacked Stafford once. How many sacks did Mr. Crosby have? Let me see. Let's go down to defense. Vegas defense. Max Crosby looked like he had 1 sack. So Max Crosby with the 1 sack. Raiders are donezo. They are dead in the water. they're done. So that gives Max Crosby is the more they lose, the more, I mean, they score. And check this out, Aiden O'Connell is feared to have a broken thumb. A broken thumb. So we already knew it was a wrap for them. And I think overall that is, I've even been hearing Deebo Samuel. I don't want Deebo, but Deebo Samuel and some other guys that kind of came up on the trade market. And the 49ers, who dropped an L today, a big fat L, they're not in a position to sell, I don't think. And we don't want anybody from their team. But the guys that I'm watching for are Trey Hendrickson now is off the table. I don't think that the Cincinnati Bengals, they believe they always start slow. He's under contract next year. I don't think they part with him. The Browns are done. They're done. So at this point, they're going to say, how much can you give us for Myles Garrett? Same thing with the Raiders. Raiders are done. They have no Gardner Minshew. You've got Aiden O'Connell, broke his thumb. They're done. Okay. Maybe Tom Telesco's like, yo, we need to rebuild. Maybe Max is a guy we would love to kind of build around him, but we got to go get a quarterback. We have to go get a quarterback. Are we willing to move forward? Because it is apparent that the Detroit Lions miss Aiden Hutchinson. They did get a gritty team. Dan Campbell literally said everyone, offense and defense, every single player on the Detroit Lions was going to have to step up, and step up they did. It literally took the kicker, Jameer, Jarrett, Pascal, Rodriguez, Anzalone. It took literally the whole team to try to replace the production of one guy, and that's both on offense and defense. So put it in the comments below. At the end of the day, here's what I think it's going to come down to. Zadarius Smith, Josh Uche, I think those are our two primary dudes. Harold Landry is right in the middle. Reasonably priced production. I think higher scale, Max Crosby, Myles Garrett. So those are the 5 guys that I think the Detroit Lions could target. You can get kind of a 2-for-1 if you go Myles and Josh. You can go kind of right in the middle there with a whoever I said. And you also have the Max Crosby, the Harold Landry. And then you got Max Crosby, Myles Garrett. So I think you have the upper tier, the mid tier. And I don't mean to disrespect Harold. Harold could easily be upper tier. But upper tier, mid tier, and kind of that's, or upper tier, I don't want to say that Zadarius. You know what? Upper tier, second tier, and then third tier. I think Josh and Zadarius, you can get a 2-for-1. At this point, I'd take whatever. I really would. I even made a joke during my live stream. Call Bruce Irvin. See what he's doing. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Having a lot of fun, man, on this channel. We are approaching the 3rd year anniversary of Lions Syndicate. As a matter of fact, next Sunday will be 3 years from the day that I started this channel. So again, we have hit 23,000 subscribers. We are rolling, man. And I appreciate you guys so much. Could not be here without you. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. I would have to assume that they have to make a move. Brad knows it. We got it done today, but today was like for Hutch, right? We're not going to be able to keep this up. Sam Darnold is not the most mobile quarterback. We're going to have to start bringing these guys to the ground. And yes, don't let the 4 sacks fool you. Like Sam Darnold got to do whatever he wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, you guys could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. Feels good to be at the top of the mountain.